go back in here to setup, and then the systems tab on the top, and come down here to display. Go through some of these dashboard buttons. This is where I said we could customize these small squares. You got 4 choices here on what you want that to look like. A 2x2 would be a little bit larger squares, but you only get 4 of them. You can get different combinations. I always like the most visible things possible, so I always run the 4x4. And then to change those, maybe you don't really want to see loss per acre, so you just click it, and then these are your options you can replace it with. If you're running row flow, I would recommend having that button, slow speed start, on the home screen. So low speed start, when you push that, it'll count down from 8 seconds, and the system, if you got hydraulic motors or V-drive, the system is heightened, is very sensitive to any change in acceleration. So if you are planting through the middle of the field, you stop, you get out, go dig or do something, you get back in the middle of the field and you take off again. If you have hydraulic motors, you may end up with an 8-foot gap or 6 foot or whatever. So you hit the low speed start button, and that makes the system ultra sensitive to movement. You don't want it to do it through the field, or else the thing's just going to be hyper. But you hit that button so that when you ease off the clutch, it's going to start the motors, and you only end up with 2 feet instead of 6 feet or 8, what's common with hydraulic motors. So that's how you change those. You go to Systems, Display, Dashboard buttons. That's how you custom. If you're not running row flow, I mean, no reason to even have it on there. You can put an acre counter or SRI. SRI stands for Seed Release Index. That is the variation in milliseconds between seeds. So it's kind of like a stricter value of spacing. SRI of 0 would be 100% perfect. Every seed there's no variation, which is never achievable. 19 is pretty high for an SRI. Most of them are, and again, a finger meter is going to have a better SRI because the belt is releasing it down the seed tube versus the vacuum just getting cut off. SRIs of 10 to 12 are pretty common. You get an SRI of 8, that's a really good meter. The seed, it likes the seed size, and everything's working nice. Talk a little bit about hex shaft. Right now that is very high, 21%. It should be between -5 and +5. Hex shaft is comparing what you have your set point, your population set point at, what you think you should be planting, and then what is it actually planting. It's comparing those two numbers. So wheel slippage on a ground drive planter would cause a change in hex shaft error. That good ride value we said was coming from accelerometers in your rum and the vibrations that it picks up. So in cloudy conditions, your good ride's going to suffer. Good ride and singulation are usually somewhat correlated. If you're in really cloudy conditions, bouncy ride, you're going to be knocking seeds off your vacuum disc. So somewhat of a correlation there.